kinaendelea ambacho nilikuwa nazungumza hapo awali na mwanahabari mwenzangu Ahmed Abula, kikao ambacho kimeitishwa na waziri wa michezo Hassan Wario na bodi hii ya Sports Kenya, naomba kwamba kikao hicho kinaendelea. Kwa hivyo sijui tukimbie huko kwa haraka tupashe mawili matatu, sio?
For an office, we'll give him here. We have space here. We'll give them an office here. So we want all stakeholders to make Kasarani your hub. You should come as many times as possible. Stop going to Kencom. The function of sports program now is with Sports Kenya. So why are you blaming the minister? Come here. If you have issues, talk to us. I had some guy there say they have also issues. We have land here. We will give you. You start training here. You. Wewe tutakupatia hapa. Tufanye na wewe. Si ndio? Kwa hivyo mimi nasema asanteni sana. Waziri, mimi naona hii ndio siku mzuri ya kuongea na stakeholders na tuwapea nafasi pia mtuulize maswali, especially journalists, and then Waziri, you will guide us on how to pick the team that will assist you in going to IOC and ensuring that we prosecute our case to them so that they don't come to us, because we are democratic and we are fearing nothing. We want to go to them. Thank you very much, Waziri.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I can see Chairman is almost taking away our mandate. We have transferred some, but not everything. I just want to thank the organizers of today's meeting, because this is what we needed in Kenya. We needed to come together as people who are stakeholders in the sector of sports to just update you on what happened. It will be, it won't be respectful if you just heard it from the news or whatever, without us calling you and telling you this is what happened in regards to our dissolution of NOC, and this is where we are going with the issues that were raised about what happened in Rio. But I was really encouraged, absolutely encouraged by your views, your concerns, your comments. I think the message out to Kenyans is, one, Rio Olympics was about redemption of Kenya, redeeming the image of Kenyan sport, which was under huge international scrutiny. And remember, the world is jealous of our exploits. It's only us who celebrate it, but the world is jealous of our exploits. We are winning 90% of the marathons in the world. Every time people see Kenyans, they know that is gone. So you're looking for number 5, 6, 7, or maybe 10 to 20. That in economic terms is a lot of money coming into this country. Remember, once the national anthem of Kenya is played every time we win gold, and it was played 6 times in Rio, foreign land, very far away from here. The image of Kenya is upheld throughout the world. There's no advertisement we can do in this nation that can equal the flying of our flag and the playing of our anthem in foreign land. There were hundreds of countries that came there. Many of them left empty-handed. They were bigger countries than us, they were richer than us, but when it comes to sports, we are a soft superpower in this world. So I'm very happy that is what we have to guard. That is what we have to protect. And the redemption, ensuring that our athletes go there and compete clean, was key focus of the government of Kenya. And thank God we've come back. We haven't heard anything bad about doping. And we're going to fight this menace of doping. It's a bigger menace than anything else facing the sports in this country. We are going to strengthen Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya. We're going to work closely with all the major federations that are on the front line to ensure Kenyan athletes continue participating, competing clean. We don't have to win. Winning and losing is part of the game, but participate when you're clean. I was encouraged by your views about how we are going to go about NOC. We will have a consultative process. We had to make the decision we made. We are not reversing that decision, because we cannot continue with the same mess postpone it from all those years, hoping that it will sort itself out. And you cannot solve a problem halfway. Solve it all. So we have started dealing with it. And you've seen from the newspapers the actions we took. And I want to thank the Criminal Investigation Department for the success they've so far had. And I'm sure there'll be more success in getting to the bottom of this issue. And I would like to urge our colleagues from the Fourth Estate to stop speculating. Let's listen to what the CID are doing. And also, let's give the probe team, which I'm going to read the names here, and the TORs. Let's give the probe team time to get to the bottom of it. There's a lady here who said a very wise thing and very important point. She said, out of Kasarani, we must come up with actions. It's true. In so many government offices, there are beautiful reports full of dust. And we've said here, together, time for action is now. We've started with action. Otherwise, we'll talk until the chickens come back. And let us work together as Kenyans. We need to go to IOC, put our case to them, tell them why we did what we did, why we were concerned about that leadership of NOC as it was constituted. But the work should start from your end, consulting with Sports Kenya, sitting down, looking at the constitution, looking at the roadmap up to the elections for new NOC officials. We must put our house in order in NOC. But also for other federations, we've told you the same. Sports Act was your product. You made it yourselves. If you're not aligned to the same law that you have made, then what are you telling us about the law that you made? Obviously, there's no law which is perfect. It has problems here and there. I already have the amendments, proposed amendments to the Sports Act 2013, which we are going to push the Parliament to help us amend. But we must all be led by a law. Otherwise, we'll be lawless. Otherwise, we'll be defeating the whole idea of why we had a Sports Act in the first place. So mine is to encourage all the federations to realign their constitutions to the Sport Act and comply with the Sports Act. If you have not seen the registrar, she will be very hard on you. And we really want to strengthen that office with resources and other support to make sure that she effectively does her work. Once the office of the registrar is fully effective, you'll have no place to run and no place to hide if you're messing up as a federation. So a lot has been said, I think, but the most important thing which came out was Kenya is on top of the world. And we must stop amidst all the criticism. Yes, there are issues of housekeeping, which we are focusing on. We must stop midway and just celebrate our athletes for the glory they have brought to this nation. We must celebrate the best performance in recent memory of our Olympic team. That should not be lost in the noise we hear around issues of housekeeping. That we are dealing with. But the glory goes to our athletes, and your country is very proud of you. Thank you very much.
Question?
And now I read, sorry, before we come to questions. Now I read the probe committee names. And we withdrew the earlier probe committee because one or two people had questionable backgrounds. But this is the list. And I'll give you copies. A lot has been said concerning the performance of Kenya at the just concluded Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games. And in order to come to the bottom of the complaints which have been raised by the athletes and concerns by the general public, I've appointed a probe committee which is composed of the following sports administrators and members of sports fraternity and managers. committee chairman, Dr. Paulo Chien, who works at Strathmore and is well known, but also is also an official, I think, of national archery. Vice chair is Ms. Rostata Muya, a national veteran athlete and Olympian, I understand, in 1984. And I had the pleasure of seeing Rostata perform. I think I was in primary school. We have committee members. Elizabeth Olaba. I also had the pleasure of watching her compete. She's an athletics coach and former discus and shot put thrower. Moses Kiptanui, former Olympic 3,000 meters steeplechase gold medalist, and currently an athletics coach. Ibrahim Hussein Kipkemboi, indomitable, winner of New York and Boston marathons and Honolulu. I think the second Kenyan to be on the face of Time magazine. The first one was Richard Leakey, ever in history. Elias Makori, leading sports journalist. A representative from the Attorney General's office. And Madam Njeri Onyango, who is advocate of the High Court and former international volleyball player. I've wanted a small team of 8, but we will see how once the team starts, if need be, we may add 1 or 2, but that is the team. The terms of reference for the committee are to look into the following matters and report back to me by 30th September of this year. 1, the selection and the accreditation of Team Kenya by NOC. 2, the provision of relevant sports kits to Team Kenya by NOC. 3, the complete list of all those who traveled to Rio, either as officials of NOC or sports administrators who accompanied the team, and the suitability of professional officials such as doctors, physiotherapists, nutritionists, etc., whose services were availed to the team. 4, the overall team management matters in terms of accommodation, transport, food, and the general welfare of the sports persons. And 5, any other matter as pertains to the above. Dated the 29th of August, 2016. Thank you very much. Can I have copies if you want?
No question. Media?